Little Rabbit and the Loud Fire Truck. Little Rabbit and Daddy were at the shop and were on their way home. Little Rabbit was carrying a big bag full of fruit. He walked on the sidewalk and had to cross the road. He looked to the left and he looked to the right. His mommy always says, "You must look left twice and right twice before you cross at the pedestrian crossing." Eeoo, eeoo! Suddenly, Little Rabbit heard a loud noise. What is that sound? He wondered, and it got louder and louder, but he couldn't see anything. Little Rabbit and Daddy started walking across the pedestrian crossing. They had just stepped onto the other sidewalk when, whoosh! A big red fire truck sped past them with a long ladder and a big rolled-up hose. The siren was so loud that Little Rabbit grabbed his ears. The bag full of fruit fell to the ground. Apples and pears rolled everywhere. Little Rabbit sat down on the sidewalk. "Are you okay?" Daddy asked. They live just down the road, and Little Rabbit and Daddy always do shopping together. On the way to the shop, there's a big park where they always stop to play. There's a slide, a swing, and lots of funny things to climb on. Sometimes Milo, their little dog, comes along when they go out for a quick ice cream. Luckily, Milo didn't come along today. His poor ears would never have survived that loud siren. "Are you okay?" Daddy asked again. Little Rabbit still had his hands over his ears. "I think so," Little Rabbit said. "My ears just hurt a little." Rabbit looked up at Daddy. "What was that? And why was it so loud?" "That was a fire truck," Daddy said. "Uncle Hippo, my best friend, is a fireman." "But what do firemen do?" Rabbit asked. "If a fire breaks out, they drive the big red fire truck to the fire and put it out," Daddy explained. "There are lots of firemen working together. They spray water from the big hose. Remember last week," Daddy continued, "when the big open field next to your school caught fire?" "Yes, I remember," said Rabbit. "When we looked out the window, it was all smoke. The whole sky was full of grey clouds, and it was hard to breathe. Teachers closed all the windows. All the kids had to leave the school until the fire was gone." "A fireman's job is to put out fires," said Daddy. "So when the firemen hear about a big fire, they had to rush and drive very fast, so the fire doesn't spread. That's why the fire truck sped past us. They had to go put a fire out quickly." Inside the big fire truck is a huge water tank full of water. The big hose is connected to the tank. Then they spray the water onto the fire until the fire is out. Daddy helped Little Rabbit pick up all the fruit that had fallen from his bag. "You know what?" Daddy said. "I think tomorrow we should visit Uncle Hippo at the fire station. Then he can show you what the inside of a fire truck looks like." "Yes, yes, yes! That's a great idea," Little Rabbit shouted Tilly the little mouse. Tilly lived in a big farmhouse. She was always scared of cats because she heard cats catch mice. Tilly's house was in a small hole in the wooden floor. It was behind a big bookshelf in the living room. No one could see it. One day, Tilly was looking for food in the house. She saw a small, cute kitten playing on the rug. The kitten was playing with a soft ball. Tilly quickly hid under the sofa. Under the sofa. She looked at the kitten and thought, maybe not all cats want to catch mice. Then the ball rolled under the sofa right next to Tilly. Tilly wanted to run, but the kitten saw her. Tilly was so scared. She couldn't move. "Can you help me get my ball?" "My name is Fluffy," said the kitten with a smile. Tilly was shocked. You don't want to catch me?" she asked. "No, I don't want to catch you. I just want to play," said Fluffy. "The ball keeps going under the sofa, and I can't reach it. But you are small. You can help me." Tilly was still a little bit scared. What if it's a trick? She thought. But then she felt brave. She pushed the ball to Fluffy. Fluffy smiled. "Thank you. Do you want to play with me?" Tilly nodded. She came out from under the sofa. She was happy to have a new friend. From that day, Tilly and Fluffy played every day. They played hide and seek, and they loved playing in the garden. At night, Tilly even slept in Fluffy's warm basket. They were best friends. They did everything together. One morning, Fluffy woke up. Tilly was gone. Fluffy looked in the house. She looked in the garden, but Tilly was not there. Fluffy was very worried. Then she thought maybe Tilly went to the barn. The barn was big and dark. Fluffy ran inside and heard a soft voice. "Help me! Help me!" It was Tilly. She was caught in a mousetrap. "Oh no," cried Fluffy. "I've been looking for you all day." Fluffy was now bigger. She took a stick and pushed the trap open. Tilly pulled out her little foot. "Thank you, Fluffy," she said, and gave her a big hug. Her foot was sore, but after a few days, she was okay again. Tilly never went to the big barn again. There might be more mousetraps. She was very happy to have a friend like Fluffy, a friend who never gave up. And from that day on, they stayed best friends forever. Rabbit and Bear's Picnic. Rabbit and Bear packed a big picnic basket full of delicious food for a fun day at the river with their friends. They have been looking forward to it all week. They were going to swim, play, and of course, eat lots of tasty treats. After a while of running around and swimming, Bear said, "I'm so hungry." Bear and Rabbit found a nice, shady spot under a big apple tree to sit down. Inside the basket were sandwiches, juice, cookies, and even ice cream. "I'm so hungry," said Rabbit. But just as they sat down, flop, something hit Bear right on the head. Ouch! What was that? Bear asked. He turned around and saw a big red apple had fallen from the tree. They looked up and saw more shiny red apples hanging above them. Rabbit licked his lips. Yum! Bear took a big bite of the apple. This is so yummy. But then, oh no, he saw something moving in the apple. He got such a fright that the apple rolled out of his hand. What's wrong? Asked Rabbit. Something moved inside the apple, said Bear. Rabbit picked up the apple and peeked inside. Then he started laughing and laughing. It's just a little worm. Hello, wormy. The worm gave Bear a very grumpy look and said, That's my apple. Thank you very much. Rabbit gently placed the apple back under the tree, and they all had a good giggle. Then, flop, another apple fell, this time next to Rabbit. It was even redder and bigger than the first one. Rabbit took a big crunchy bite. Crunch! But oh no, there was a worm in this apple too. Oh no, said Rabbit. I really wanted to eat that apple. And the little worm scolded Rabbit too. I think we should leave the apples for the worms, said Bear. Let's eat our picnic food instead. But when Rabbit opened the picnic basket and reached for his sandwich, there was no food left, just lots of empty wrappers. When Rabbit picked up the wrappers, he saw a bunch of little worms wiggling around. Oh no, wormies! Where's all our food? Rabbit cried. The worms looked very full. They had eaten everything. Just then, Raccoon and Fox arrived and asked if they could sit with Bear and Rabbit under the apple tree. When they heard the worms had eaten all the picnic food, Raccoon smiled and said, Don't worry, we bought lots of food and juicy apples too. So the four friends shared their picnic happily, and when their tummies were full, there was still plenty left for all the hungry little worms. Stripey, the little wonder worm. Once upon a time, in a big, beautiful forest, there lived a little worm named Stripey. He did not look like the other worms. All the other worms were green, but Stripey had stripes from head to tail. The other worms didn't like his stripes. You look funny, they said. Go away, Stripey. They didn't want to play with him. Stripey felt very sad. He wanted to look the same as the others. He thought, maybe if I was green like them, they would like me. The forest was full of tall trees and big green leaves. The sun only shone for a few hours every day. When the sun went away, the forest got very dark. The animals could not see, and many went to sleep hungry. One sunny day, Stripey climbed up the tallest tree to look for a sweet leaf to eat. As he climbed higher and higher, he felt something warm on his body. What is this? He thought. It was the sun. He had never felt the sun before. It felt nice and made him smile. He stayed in the tree all day, feeling the sun on his stripes. Later, when it got dark, he came back down. Something amazing happened. As Stripey moved on the ground, his stripes started to glow. A bright path of light followed him through the forest. All the animals stopped and looked. "Wow," said a bunny. "Look at Stripey," said a frog. His stripes made the forest light up. Even the other worms were surprised. They had never seen anything so beautiful. "We're sorry, Stripey," they said. "We didn't know your stripes were so special." From that day on, Stripey was not alone anymore. The worms played with him, and the animals followed his light path at night. Every morning, Stripey went back to the top of the tree to warm up in the sun. At night, his stripes glowed, and he made safe light paths for everyone. Now, the forest was not dark anymore. The animals could walk safely and find food. Stripey felt happy. He had found something special he could do, and he learned something very important. Being different can be wonderful. Molly, the cute little mole. Abby, a 5-year-old girl, loves helping her parents in their garden. She often assists her mom in planting flowers and watering them with a large green watering can. They have a big backyard, and her dad recently bought lots of small red and blue flowers at the nursery that they're going to plant over the weekend. But first, they need to prepare the soil, pull out all the weeds, and add compost and food to the soil. It's hard work, but even the dog, Rex, joins in. He loves digging holes in the sand. After a tiring day, Mom and Dad decided to rest a bit in the house. However, Abby doesn't want to rest. She's determined to plant all the flowers today. As she closes all the holes Rex dug, it seems like more and more sand piles up. Abby looks around for Rex, but he's already gone to rest in the house with her parents. Scratching her head and frowning, she wonders what's going on. Suddenly, she sees the ground rise in front of her eyes. Abby jumps back in shock and falls into the garden, her whole body now covered in sand. She sits up and crawls closer. The next moment, she sees something crawling slowly out of the hole. It looked like a big mouse, but she can't see it well because the creature is covered in sand. "Hello," said Abby. "Who are you?" "I'm Molly," says the cute little mole. "You can talk?" asked Abby. "Yes, of course I can talk," says the mole. "What are you doing in our garden, and what do you have in your hand?" Abby asked. "I got a special map, and I've been following it, and it led me to your garden. I've been looking for a specific box that is buried," says Molly. "I can't see well, so on the map it shows that there's a big box with magic eyeglasses in it. It will help me to see." Excited, Abby calls Rex and tells the mole they'll help him dig. But oh dear, the spot where they have to dig is in the middle of the garden, where she just planted all the beautiful flowers. They carefully take out all the flowers and put them under the shaded tree. Rex is very happy now because digging holes is his favorite thing to do. They dig and dig until suddenly they hear a big bang. "Hooray!" shouted Abby. "Your map is right. Look, here's the big box." Abby carefully pulls the box out of the hole. "Wow, it's heavy." She opens it slowly. Wow, they can't believe their eyes. There are lots of shiny plates, cups, knives and forks in the box. She takes everything out carefully and suddenly she grabs a small wooden box. She opens it and sees the smallest eyeglasses. Wow! The mole was so happy and now he can see perfectly. The mole thanked her and Rex for helping him. He jumped back into the hole and went back to his little house. "Wow, and what is this?" her mom asked as she approaches. "Look what we found," says Abby. Her mom and dad couldn't believe what they saw. Her dad reads the writing next to the box. 1710 England. "Wow, this is something special," says her dad. The next day, they took the box to the museum. It was displayed in a glass display unit for everyone to see. A few weeks later, they received a letter in the mail thanking them for donating the box to the museum, along with free plane tickets for a wonderful vacation. The clever little fishy who saved the garden. In a big, sunny garden, many little animals lived together. There were snails who munched on tasty leaves, birds who sang pretty songs, and frogs who went ribbit, ribbit all day long. In the middle of the garden was a big splashy pond, and in that pond lived a shiny little fish named Flipper. Flipper had the most beautiful tail and loved all his garden friends very much. But one day something bad happened. The green grass started turning brown. The flowers stopped blooming. The bees had no flowers to visit, and the butterflies had nowhere to play. "Oh no," said Flipper. "My friends are sad." Flipper wanted to help, so he made a plan. He jumped out of the water and did the silliest, splashiest dance you'd ever seen. Swish, flip, splash. The insects giggled. The birds cheered. The frogs clapped. Everyone loved Flipper's funny dance. Then something amazing happened. The flowers near the pond started to grow. The grass turned green again. They saw that Flipper's splashes were watering the plants. Flipper called all his friends together. "I have an idea," he said. "Let's work as a team." The birds brought tiny sticks. The bugs made little buckets from big leaves. Every day they filled their buckets with water from the pond. Flipper kept splashing too. Together they watered the garden, and slowly the garden came back to life. New flowers grew. Trees got their leaves back. Even animals from other dry gardens came to visit. Flipper shared his idea with everyone, and soon other ponds in other gardens did the same. Thanks to Flipper's clever thinking and everyone's hard work, the garden was green and happy again. Flipper was so proud, and all his friends smiled and danced around the pond. The Adventure of the Little Duckling. Once upon a time, not too far away, there was a farm where a cheerful little duckling lived, among a group of animal friends. This little duckling didn't always have so many friends. When he was just a tiny duck, he lived in a cold, lonely forest with his mom, dad, and siblings. They had to walk far every day to find food, and the forest was full of dangers like snakes, scorpions, and eagles. Every night they needed to find a new, safe place to sleep. One sunny day, after days without finding water, something shiny caught the little duckling's eye. It was far away, but sparkled under the sun. Excited, he ran as fast as his little legs would allow, eager to find out what it was. As he got closer, he realized it was a ball. A ball? Out here in the forest? But there's no one else around. Just then, there was movement in the bush, and he heard a voice. "Oh, where did my ball go?" "Hello," the little duckling called curiously. Out from behind the bush popped a friendly bunny. "Hello there," the bunny greeted. "Did you see a ball around here?" Is this the ball you're looking for?" asked the duckling, pointing to the shiny object. "Yes, that's it. My friends and I were playing and accidentally kicked it over the fence. Would you like to come and play with us?" The duckling was intrigued. "Other friends? I'd love to meet them, but I should ask my mom and dad first." "Sure, they can join us too," the bunny suggested cheerfully. "And where do you live?" We don't have a home. We wandered around looking for food and water," the duckling replied sadly. The bunny's eyes widened. "That sounds really tough. Why don't you come and live with us on the farm? There's lots of food and water and a cozy house where it's safe to sleep at night." "Really? Mom, Dad," the duckling shouted excitedly, running to tell his parents about his new friend and the farm. "That sounds wonderful," his parents agreed, thrilled at the thought of a safe and comfortable home. Together with the bunny, the duckling and his family headed to the farm. They couldn't believe their eyes when they saw a sparkling pond and a welcoming community of animals playing happily. There was plenty of food, and the duckling quickly made many new friends. That night, they all slept peacefully in their new, safe home. The little duckling felt so grateful for the yummy food, clean water, and a safe place to sleep. Most of all, he loved having so many friends to play with every single day. And from that day on, the little duckling enjoyed every adventure with his wonderful new friends on the farm. Porky the Curious Little Piggy. Once upon a time, on a big and a beautiful farm, there lived a curious little piggy named Porky. He lived with his mommy, daddy, and piggy brothers and sisters in a warm, cozy pig pen. They had lots of yummy food to eat and soft hay to sleep on. Every day, Porky heard funny sounds from outside the pig pen. Moo! Cluck, cluck! Quack, quack! But he didn't know what made them. He had never been outside the pig pen before. One sunny morning, Porky asked his sister, "Do you want to come with me and see what's out there?" But she said, "No, thank you. I'm happy right here with all my food." Then he asked one of his brothers, but his brother just kept eating and didn't even answer. Porky tried crawling under the fence, but he was too big. He tried jumping over it, but he was too small. He sat in the corner, feeling very sad. Why doesn't anyone else want to explore? He wondered. Then one day, something amazing happened. The farmer came to feed them, and he forgot to close the gate. Porky's eyes lift up. This is my chance! Even though he felt a little scared, he tiptoed out of the pig pen. Soon he heard quack, quack. He followed the sound and saw a cute little fluffy animal, but he didn't know what it was. "Hello," said Porky. "And who and what are you?" "Hi," said the duck. "I'm a duck. I am going to the pond and play with my friends. Do you want to come?" "Yes, please." Porky smiled. As they walked, Porky met so many animals he had never seen before. He met cow, who said moo, chicken, who clucked, and even a friendly dog who brought him a stick to play fetch. Porky had the best day ever. After lots of fun, he knew it was time to go home. He trotted back to the pig pen, just as the sun was setting. The farmer saw how happy Porky was and had a great idea. From that day on, he opened the pig pen gate every morning so all the piggies could go out and play. At night, they would come back home to sleep. Porky's family was so happy. They played, made new friends, and saw all the fun things outside their pen. From that day on, Porky and his piggy siblings lived happily ever after, playing and exploring the farm with all their new animal friends. Benny the friendly little bear. Benny lived in a big forest. Benny loved to play with his friends. He liked to explore the forest. Every day felt like a fun adventure. One day a big storm came. It rained a lot and made everything wet and muddy. After the storm, Benny was full of mud and all wet. But Benny didn't mind. He thought the mud was fun. The sun came out again. It was a perfect day to go for a swim. Benny went to look for his friends. He saw Rabbit, Squirrel, and Owl. They were talking and laughing together. Benny was so happy to see them and wanted to swim with them. But when his friends saw him, they got a big fright. They shouted, "A monster! A monster!" Then they ran away. Benny felt very confused. He didn't know why they were scared. Was it the mud? Did he look scary? He called out, "Wait, it's me, Benny." His friends stopped. Then they looked again and started to laugh. "Oh, it's just Benny," said Rabbit. "Wow, you look so funny with all that mud." They all went to the river and jumped into the water. They swam, laughed, and had a wonderful day at the river.